Hey, and back we are as promised or threatened. Sorry for the confusion with the times, but I was talking Central European time with AJ and at the same time UTC on the stream. So it is 6 o'clock Central European summertime and 4 o'clock UTC. And I will be back for about 2 hours now. Then I have to take another break, fix something for dinner, and pick up AJ. And then I will be back at 10 Central European Summertime, respectively 8 UTC. CD Radar, nice to have you back. Let's do before stream party Zuckerzähmer. Alright, but let's have AJ for party back. Now, Dragon. In the morning, we ran the bull up and down the Katowice Rzeszów line, and now I want to play the Newag Dragon locomotive ET25. There is actually not a tutorial for this locomotive, interestingly enough. What do I do now? I know I'm stuck in the wrong route. On the morning of this morning, yeah. In the very, very morning of this morning, I was in the woods with Kara, but after that, we did this here. There is this scenario where it's more or less the scenario for the dragon, because there is no tutorial or introduction or whatever you want to call it. But this is where I want to go through setting up this locomotive. Before then, we will pick up a service for this locomotive if we find one, preferably one that runs on the main line. So now all of a sudden the sun is out again and I can't really see my screen anymore. I hope this will work anyway. So I can turn on the Newag Dragon ET25 locomotive stamp, so that we all know what we are playing on.
Today you will drive cargo train from Sędziszów to Katowice-Muchowiec-Staszic, beginning with checking the radio connectivity with a dispatcher.
Alright, begin with checking the radio connectivity. That means maybe we want to go in the locomotive to do this. Perny, hello single player. Yes, setting up the locomotive, we can only do this in single player, but don't worry, I will stop as soon as we went through the setup process, and then we will pick a service with this locomotive from the multiplayer setup. Enabled EVC, that is good. Our parking brake is still active, and when we just try to do what? When we just try to do what the guy told us that we were supposed to check radio connectivity, and there is nothing doing, because even if we try to enable the radio, we can't, because the locomotive is cold and dark. The pantograph is down, and if we think back of this morning when we were setting up the ET22 big locomotive, there were so many things that we went through. We had to turn on the battery, we had to activate the caps, we had to unlock the relays for the traction motors and for the rest. And here we have just one switch, and if I actually manage to move that switch, then all those four things actually happen on its own. You also hear the alarm, and we can just turn it off. The Don't need to put it to forward or whatever. We're just in. And We also do not need to do all the thing with the pneumatic stuff and use the handheld compressor to get the pantograph up. Actually, it should be enough to raise the pantograph with one lever. And here is our voltage. Main circuit breaker is still open. Brakes are fastened, and also the parking brake is on. Love that alarm says Bernie. Well, it is a very annoying alarm, I guess. There are some rules to which pantograph to raise. I always raise the one closest to my cabin. Well, rules for pantographs is typically so that you would use the rear pantograph, with the idea that in case the pantograph gets hooked up in the line and ripped off, then typically if you use the front pantograph will go over the roof of your locomotive and damage the second one too, and then you don't have any pantograph anymore. So typically you would take the rear one, because if that one gets ripped off, then you can still use the front one to get the locomotive home. But there are some exceptions. Sometimes if you have vulnerable cargo like explosives or cars or something, where you want to be extra cautious that no sparks or something falls onto the cargo, then you would use the front one. Yeah, that is the idea. And then there's sometimes in winter, if you have a lot of ice on the overhead catenary, then you can actually use both pantographs. The first one more or less to scrape off the ice, and the second one to actually get the energy out of the wire, because with the wire sometimes it can get hard to make the connection. So this is what I can tell you about rules of which pantograph to use. With the Vectron it's a different story, because there you have so many different pantographs on your roof, like on a Swiss Army knife, and you always need to use the one that fits to your country configuration for what what parameters your overhead catenary follows, and then you would use just the pantograph that works with that. Our ETCS screen is a bit different. It's not the one with the soft keys around it, but the one where you have to use it as a touch screen, and the hardest thing for me was to figure out that you had to press enter by clicking on this white thingy here. So I've got the driver ID in it. We would use as Happe because we don't have ETCS at the point where we are at the moment. So train data is one locomotive of that type. Is it complete? Yes. First click on it, then yes is activated. Then we can use that one. Running number 24501. And now we're actually done. Then we can press start. We're starting in a national system, I think it is, NS. Where's the ATCS? Is it not that one? Okay. Doesn't work with that one, but with the keyboard short it works. Okay. Now we've got the pantograph up. We have still not closed the main circuit breaker. This is the main circuit breaker. Close it. It is closed. Alright. Lights. Light setup is here. And PC1 is normal drive. PC2 would be drive on left track. And so you typically have to switch between those two things if you are sent on the left track. If you're still taking a suggestion, how about 649076? I'm taking still suggestions. I will just try to catch it as soon as we are through this setup here. Reverser is like on the Vectron here with keys to press. Then I would probably put on the loco brakes to full, so that we can release our train brakes. I actually like the displays here on this locomotive very much, because you actually can see a lot. Like here, pantograph is up, main circuit breaker is closed, brakes are still fastened, and the parking brake is still fastened too. The cruise control is off, so if we want to put the cruise control to something like 40, but it's always a nice speed to start a train with, then you can see now it is on. There's no button to press, you just move it from off and it is already ready to use. Then there is still a parking brake. The parking brake is not a wheel like on the book, but release the spring brake. Why is it called a spring brake? Because it is actually a spring that pushes the brake shoes against the wheels, so that it also can hold the locomotive if there is no power and no air supply. And we actually use the pressurized air to compress the spring and move the shoe away from the wheels. So this locomotive has a rare gauge here. This Rep 1 indicates that we have pressure in the spring-loaded parking brake, meaning that if we have pressure in that, then the spring brake is not activated. If this is at 0, then it will be activated. I have not seen this on a lot of locomotives. Those are the brake cylinders on this locomotive, and here is the main reservoir. And why do I have two thingies here? Probably one's the brake pipe and the other one should be the Behälterleitung, the reservoir pipe. Maybe. Not entirely sure about this. As long as the reading is properly, everything is okay. So, then we actually need our radio. We don't need to fiddle with the equipment that we had to fiddle with on the big. Now that we have energy, we just press the enable button. Then, what do we have here? Doesn't really tell us what kind of radio channel we need here. And then the set EW3.
245001 radio check.
This is Sędziszów. I read you loud and clear.
Sędziszów 245001 is ready.
And let's
wait for signal.
release the parking brake. Signal is already here. And as soon as the brakes have released properly, we can apply power, and the power and brake handle here is very handy. We can just move it in one direction and apply, and in the other direction to brake. So apply traction force or apply brake force. So very, very comfy locomotive. And here you have the readings for the 6 traction motors, and as soon as they start slipping, you can see it because they turn orange. Now the traction force is going down because we reached our target speed of 40 according to the cruise control. Yeah, so compared with driving the bug, this is really, really comfortable. See if we get to a point where we can accelerate a bit so that we can have a look at what it looks like when it starts slipping with some wheels. But for that we need to get out of the 40 limit, like get into the 120 limit in a couple of meters. like 800. Then our train is about 400 meters long. Dovetail must love those Polish limit of shunt signs, because they just have this half circle. Oh, I have already 100. Thank you. Just missed it. And if you apply too much, then you can see how the traction motors are starting to slip. And this does not happen with all traction motors at the same time. So this is really nice to see. This locomotive has also a diesel power, I think, that you can switch here on this display. Yeah, those displays are really nice. And look how not flickery those lines are, and how yeah, really sharp they are in the game. So that's great in my opinion. But as I promised, now that we have started up this locomotive, just in comparison to starting up the big locomotive, let's look for a nice service with this locomotive. On the main line. Oh, can you show the actual lights on the left track? Yes, I will do. As soon as we are back into the service. Sorry, I did not read it before. CD radar. So, there's actually one dispatcher and one driver already on the server. Top of the list. That one. No. Top of the list. That is the... Let's switch it to cargo. Like, EN2 is top of the list server, probably because we played it this morning. So... Well, that is actually the correct line, but we are probably going from south to north of Miechów, so we are switching to the left probably before we get to Warsaw. Nevertheless, let's just pick the first one that we get. And this time, again, I will be cautious not to take over a service that is just running without brakes towards a red signal. Well, we're standing at the red signal, and it is probably safe to take it over. Olszamowice, and we are on our way to Włoszczowa Północ. See, the radar just hopped into the game. Then we go to Knapówka, sorry. Ah, and then we are driving over to Tunnel. Is that so? And this will take 1 hour 14. I hope it will not mean that we are standing here all the time. A thing happened, Ravenslofty. I'm sorry to hear that. But nice to have you back on the stream. Oh, we actually don't have any brakes on. That is almost a bit funny when you always take the train standing at the signal with no brakes on. You're sweet, Tunnel, but I'm not going towards Warsaw, unfortunately. I thought we were going to Miechów. Ah, here it is already. After we went to Tunnel. Sari is where the lines connect, no? But now we are here at Olszambowice. Let's see if we find this in the timetable. And whether we are supposed to... Here, Olszambowice. Are we supposed to stand here forever? Oh yeah, unfortunately we are supposed to stand here until 1824. That is not a great service, I'm afraid. So, probably we will leave that one again. I do not understand how you can read that timetable, he asks. Alright. There is actually some a post on Steam where it is explained what those things mean. I know there is, but I still cannot understand. Need a whole stream just for the timetable. Maybe we do that. Zero. Yeah, I did the eco driving, right? With our rolling backwards, we could have even made a positive balance. So let's see if we can find a better service, that not a service that is just standing around for 1/2 hour. Niewiedzin to Katowice Kostuchna, but that is the wrong line. We want the other line. Scenario duration 3. Oh, that sounds like we're standing about like 2 hours. Well, we can always try. Yeah, that's a long one. But if you're driving with whatever 80 along the high-speed line... What was the number? I did not check what number it was. I'm sorry. If that is not a good one, then we should probably refer to the community sites to find a proper one. At least this one is running. We're actually entering ETCS level 2. But why did we get a trip now? We're still in autopilot. Interesting what the autopilot does if you leave him alone. Yeah, no SRP and traveling on SR. Yeah, I guess this is the problem if you jump into a service at some certain point and then all of a sudden it gets confused. And we are on the left track still. No left track lights though. Yeah, the autopilot got braked because it did not get Yeah, Ravensloft, he says, because probably he did not get any movement authority. I will just wait for it to get a movement authority back, and then I will take over probably. Because if I take over now, we will be probably again confusing it. Here are the next balises. Perny took over Psari, that is nice. So, balises. Level 2, it should actually activate on its own. But it's not doing a thing. Let's just take over and see what happens. Okay, it is still holding us. In staff responsible. The brakes work. But that means we're limited to 40. Yeah, that's also what the HUD says. Yes, Ravensloft says your microphone doesn't seem to be doing anything. Oh, the balises were for the other direction. That is also possible. So, I was probably hoping for it to be better. Yeah, we can see you trying to say something, but we're not hearing anything. This is 24:40:57 after taking over the train.
This is P3 radio check. I do not know if my mic works.
I read you now loud and clear now. So let's hope the next pair of balises won't be at Psari. Then we have actually players dispatching at Psari, at Góra, Włodowska, and at Zawiercie. And it is a beautiful sunset. VIP treatment, that is great. Well, let's look at the headlights. Kara, what are you doing? Why are you jumping about? Here. That is actually the red one. It doesn't really look so much different than the white one, but that is driving on the left track. And that will be probably driving on the normal track. It takes a bit for it to... My train has highest priority, what is great. And still I'm limited to 40 because I need a set of police desperately. We take care of that, right? There is a signal, so with a bit of luck there are also some balises connected to it. Who's coming there? Balises. Oh my god, it is not picking up any balises. Let's just try to restart it. Okay. It puts us on site. With the brake pipe at 0 and still the train is rolling backwards. That's interesting. Time to inhibit ETCS. The brake test succeeded at least. Well, in a way, right? Let's see. Probably the brakes are still releasing along the train. Maybe a classic ETCS. Well, to be fair, it is difficult to start running in the middle of nothing with your ETCS. Let's see. Give it a chance with the next set of balises. Now we are down to 20. So we went from staff responsible to on-site. But actually we are in level 2. Why do we need balises anyway? You should get it on the radio. The balises are maybe for positioning if the system does not know where we are. But the movement authority we should just get on the radio, no? Waiting for them for nothing. Yes, waited on the balise. I thought it needs the balises to position itself. Movement authority. Did I say something else? I'm sorry. Well, if this does not work at the next set, in the next block, then we will probably just disable that and re-enable it again or something like this. Now the chalk is yeah, now I see it. Inverting the movement authority. How long to... there is at least another signal, but it's only a distance signal. Knapówka is allowing me. No, it's not allowing me, it's someone else. It's finally allowed out on the track. You don't say. Here we are. Here is our movement authority. Finally. Now let's try to get the train up to speed. Up this hill. Are we heavy? Yeah, quite. 2,340 tons. We have a sander. With sand it's actually a different thing. This is with sand, this is without. This is with sand, this is without. Still with sand. You can still get wheel slips even with the sand. And never sand on a slipping wheel set. Neutral section. I hope we won't lose all our momentum until we get to the end of the neutral section. No, here it is already. Well, for me the end of the neutral section was earlier because we are in a loco pull train. Knapówka AI is actually busy. Probably we stopped the 2 other player services on the map. Let's hope this does not cause that many delays. Says Perny. Oh, Shook, I just completely messed up the order. We will see. An emergency brake. That was our Wyskaźnik 18 or 18. Meanwhile, I sip my teeth at Góra waiting for anything to happen. I hope there are at least a couple of other trains that you can play with CD Radar. I hate the route reservation, says Perny. After route cancellation, it really punishes you. No stopping area, it is called. Notbremsüberbrückung. Zawiercie is at least busy whatever Tiger's doing. Alright. So I get that you are at Zawiercie. This name is always confusing me. Zawiercie. That sounds like the Polish or Czech word for animal, right? Zwiercie. Where lines 1 and 4 combine in Zawiercie, yes. Strzałki, what means literally arrows. That may very well be so. So 33 kilometers to Góra, Włodowska. At 100. At least I can go full throttle now without Czech word for animal is Swishe, yes, true. But the Polish word was something closer to Zawiercie, right? With an ogonic at the end. Zawiercie. Ah, thank you so much. Bad advice, Andy. But it is still quite close then. Now my nickname is ruined, he says. Yes. I was thinking that. What is this Pendolino doing there, sitting on the tracks? Did I cause all this delay? Perny, I saw you lighting up, but we did not hear you. We don't talk about that, he says. Ah. No, then we don't talk about that. I actually thought I was to blame for that. So, can I slow down the train with the e-brake alone? At this speed, with 2,340 tons, probably not. No, it does not work. And another dead section. I can pick any of the 4 tracks. The route set from signal PSN would send train 1335 in the wrong direction. Route will be released. Theodoros! Hello Tiger, congrats on the 715 subs on YouTube. Are you playing multiplayer now? Yes! Nice to have you on the stream. There is some weird stuff going on. Bernie, don't worry. You will figure it out, I'm sure. He says he will not try this station again. Maybe they can figure it out. Neutral section again. And the neutral section is over. That's the fun part about Psari. Ah. Seems a bit you walked into a trap with Psari. Yes, Psari is where the trains for Krakow leave. With a bit of luck they will implement this line to Krakow anytime in the future. The service is EN2, yes, Theodoros. bad advice, and it says if you had to be a dispatcher on one of these two unplayable stations, would you pick Chobrut or Dąbrowa Górnicza Strzemieszyce? I would pick Szarnica so people could actually use the section of the line. The AI does not do this. You actually almost nailed the Chruszczobrut pronunciation. Yes, I'm German. What is happening now? Whoops, and away. This is why I'm so good with long, weird names, yeah. That is true. We always think, well, other languages have weird names and they are so intimidating, and then we look at our own stuff and think, maybe our words are sometimes quite weird as well. Well, we're looking forward to the Welsh roots in Train Sim World. Then we can start pronouncing. We already had the Midland names lesson. Perny is gonna try to hop on Łazy. That system information detection function, no exceedances detected. Why explain this in capitals? Don't ask me. You're the only driver in this server and 3 people are dispatching. Well, that's great, right? CD Radar, Perny, and Ravens Lofty. The 3 of them are dispatching. That's the treatment everyone deserves. Well, I actually feel quite pampered with this. But it's a station that looks scary, but the volume is actually quite small, he says. Imagine thinking streamer will have problems with pronunciation of Chruszczobrut while he receives Rechtschreibprüfung as his Geburtstagsgeschenk last year. Yes. What did not work out? CD Radar. And Łazy has a lot of trains, says Ravens Lofty. Well, we'll see. If we get some more yellow messages in the chat. I will be funneling 2 lines of train at Herney. Well, but I have to say, this is actually really cool to play this game this way. But there are 2 Waszis, right? Or even 3. Łazy Ła, Łazy und Łazy Ła. Łazy Ła. Or however this is supposed to be pronounced. Middle Washi is also known as Washi Wup. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. See, the radar is figuring out his dispatching thing of his own. You've got 11 kilometers until you need to have to until you need to be ready, having figured it out. Are you doing mechanical? Mr. Streamer is enjoying his 2,340 tons drive. Make sure to wait with greens until he stops fully, then send substitute signal for the awesomeness of 20 max. Yes, on an automatic signal. On a really long block. Then I'm back. Well, I went like... Yes, I have already experienced an ETCS failure. And I was going like forever on 20. And I was driving the big trains in the 20 kilometer sections a lot this morning. Ah, now I can see the radar, but I cannot hear him. Ah, so you'll have a push to talk key but not a microphone. That explains a lot. But wait, what? How are you doing your own streams then if you don't have a microphone? I definitely heard you talk on your own streams. Is that really me? He says, well, guess it would have been me who had to read out the written order and then CD streams. Oh yes. And Theodoros tries to join. please priority handling for him as well. Also on the Dragon. Last streamed last year? Ah, but he does it on YouTube under a different name. The Semmeringbahn, for example. This is the fourth guy who wants to sell viewers today. You're not happy with your Semmeringbahn stream? I actually enjoyed it. I'm nowhere. Where are you, Theodorus? Yes, and here is Radash from Góra, Włodowska. Now I actually have to pay some attention, because we're getting close to Góra, Włodowska. Heading to Dąbrowa Górnicza. You missed the organic on the A. Dąbrowa Górnicza. Okay. And now we have to brake. You don't have to brake anymore. Now our engines, not our engines, our motors are really warm. A limit of 80 coming in 18.11 kilometers. Maybe I should start slowing down for that already. But if you are at Dąbrowa Górnicza, then you are coming from the south, right? So we will finally meet. And you will get into the area that is controlled by Perny soon. Whoa! Why are people doing this? Walking about on the track. That is really scary. Oh. Controls. No. I wanted to turn off the thing that I can... turn off my radio by switching to channel 2. Well, now you run over your moderator, he says. Well, the first time this happened to me in the game, it really scared me. And I thought dispatching must be a boring job if people feel inclined to wander about on the tracks. Look at this. Radar, Lofty, Perny, Professor Chaos, Green Horizon, Mr. Halby, Veserlo, even a smoking cat. Ah, Chaos is you. Great to know, Professor Chaos. "12 kilometers to Zawiercie." Neutral section. End of neutral section. Are we getting rain? No. Those are the stars. No rain. Oh, Theodorus, you're already nearing your destination. And you picked a train that was heading south too. 7.6 kilometers. Maybe the ETCS line ends there. And Theodoros is coming back on another train. That is great. It is the end. S ends at Zawiercie. As does the CMK. Yes. And then I will be back to my own devices. My motors are not really cooling down, are they? Aren't you driving a little too well, Radar, says Lofty. He's driving 46.37 now. Yeah. He pretends to have died. And now he's driving a ghost train. Góra Włodowska is still here. Now I'm getting a flashing green. That means I'm really closing in on the end of the line. With? No, it is. We are now switching to SAP. Dead section. A bit late on the dead section. Switching to SAP. And here is SAP. Limit to 110 incoming. Limit to 100 incoming. That is all well. Does not really faze me a lot. And now I'm 20 minutes early. Should I have stopped anywhere? Zawiercie, this is 244057 radio check after changing to channel 2. And why are you sending me a yellow? No, I was just saying it on the stream. And now I'm getting a green one. Zawiercie, copy that. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Are you asking me how good my reflexes are? Don't do something. This stream delay. Ah, okay. Yeah, this is the thing with the stream delay that is always weird. So, Łazy Ła is giving me entrance to track number 103. But I got a red one here. Or it used to be a red one. Now it has cleared. What I can see on the HUD and what I can now see on the repeaters. We just passed. This is you. This train. Nice. Mabo24. Nice to see you on the stream again. Yes, I dedicated my 750 subscribers special to SimRail to do, and this is really cool, to play multiplayer. And Perny and Lofty and CD Radar are dispatching me around. There must be a yellow distance for me now. Everything.
637, entrance to Lazy at track 1.
It's Łazy, actually.
I'm not Polish.
Neither am I.
Łazy. Łazy. Thank you, Łazy. I'm held here by a red signal. Oh no, Theodoros, you ran into a red light.
That was LA. That's not my responsibility.
Yes. I
Shifting the blame.
didn't think it was your responsibility. Just inform you that, you know, that I will not be here so soon. All good. Łazy Ła is a AI dispatcher. See if it listens to me. Łazy Ła, this is driver 244057 requesting exit towards Łazy.
It's great that you're talking to the robots.
The PESA train is taking precedence, as it seems. So 1435 has got an exit to Łazy. Actually, the sound that you hear when there's a new chat message always sounds like one of the dogs is choking on a bit of bone or something. Every time I turn around, look over my shoulder if the dogs are okay. Let's wait for Tiger, he says. Well, now I actually made it to my red signal. And there is a train in front of me, isn't there?
Or 637, I would love to, but the thing is not letting me put him anywhere.
Did you deliberately block my path?
244057, substitute signal initiated.
Now the train in front of me has moved, as it seems. Pendolino.
Train in front of you is radar.
Is it back? No. No. It's just the mix of the light and the signal enhancer. Now someone confused Perny. I blame CD Radar. I guess he says. Good thing I was 21 minutes early. To be fair, I am totally ahead of time.
I thought that was gonna be Tiger. I think you need to go.
I need to go.
The line is a little bit clogged now.
Alright.
Wait, what are the trains on collision course? Hold on, wait, what?
That is CD Radar's train on collision course with 146043. But that's not me, 146043. Now that will be interesting.
Richard, I have a plan, hold on.
Zawiercie to Łazy Ła feels very fitting, a square peg into a round hole. He said so. CD Radar posted a picture on my Discord. Now, right now, this is what it looks like at the Łazy.
I'll just wait like 30 more seconds.
Alright. He has a plan, I trust. This is why they don't let us run real railways. Well, that is definitely a good idea not to let me run real trains. 100%. There's another train coming and passing me. We should terrify Tiger by making him run a signal box. Oh, yeah. That would terrify me.
Okay, Rachel, I need you to go forwards on as a switch and then go on to track 3.
Oh, whoa. No, they are shunting around.
And wait till I give you clearance to come back.
Good stream, by the way, the CD radar.
Alright, switches are set, you can come back. Okay, Radar, that was actually pretty smart.
Unfortunately, we do not have a camera what they are doing, the two of them.
There is still traffic that needs to go.
There's more on the way, says Lofty is.
Yeah, CD, we need to get you on another truck. You cannot be there.
So apparently, yeah, there are more trains. Well, they will figure it out, I'm sure. The train is rolling away. What are those guys doing? And the AI of Łazy Ła is also taking part in the game. It's sending you trains from Łazy Ła to Łazy.
Okay, CD, please proceed in the other direction. We need to get you on another truck so that we can put the passing traffic through. Yes, with the Pendo, but I don't know. The one of the signal is just locked at stop. I'm trying to look at this. It does not let me in. It's a substitution signal.
The two guys are busy enough without you egging them on, Lofty. Well, to be fair, the timetable says I have to be at Łazy at 1945, and it is 1936. So I cannot really complain. Now see, the radar is reversing a pendolino, so he's shunting everything that comes his way. While there is another train sneaking past me towards Łazy. That exactly is the problem here.
Yeah, the game is not letting me put you on that route for whatever reason. One of the signals is just stopped at stop. It's just frozen. Let's try track 3 again. So if you could please go into the correct direction, so towards LC. There should be a substitute signal already set up. Oh, you switched trains again. Okay.
Don't confuse him by switching trains all the time.
Traffic will be let through in like just a moment.
Łazy Ła is sending 1435 to Dąbrowa Górnicza, Zabkowicz. So there's something going south at least. And I have a signal. Almost missed it.
We need to wait like 60 seconds and a lot of traffic will be moving.
At least my motor's cooled down in the meantime. distant at yellow.
Okay, we have traffic going through now. This is an achievement.
And I am closing in on Łazy as well. Kara, what's up?
You are now free to enter. Alright.
Łazy 24, 40, 57, copy, thank you very much.
It is finally happening.
Good job, you figured it out. That sign for me or for the track next? For the track next to us. And we're actually at the checkpoint on time, so all good. Łazy, this is 24, 40, 57 requesting exit towards Łazy Ła.
Hello, 244057, requesting meetup with 629028 beforehand.
Copy that. No way, he says, please stop at the platform, he says. Do you want to get on my train? You want group photo? It's impossible to go on board, says Perny. Alright. Unfortunately. Then I will stop at the platform. Good job, Perny, for sorting this out, says CD Raider, yes? That is an achievement, actually. And I see him dancing about on the track. So what do I actually look like today? Ah, but you guys can open the door.
We can open the door, but we cannot enter.
I see. Alright, so get your group photo, guys.
I just realized you cannot go in third person.
I can go to the camera 3, but then I don't see myself anymore. Interesting. Oh, I'm back in the train.
Who'd have thought walking would be slower than taking the train?
Okay, 244-057, do you want to exit now?
Yes, please. Maybe we should close the door before we proceed. Thank you. Close the window as well. Wesley, thank you very much.
Thank you for visiting.
No unauthorized personnel on the rails, please.
Please mind the gap.
Yeah. It's crazy how fast they are. A limit to 20 is incoming. By CD radar. Now that I accelerate. I think you are supposed to stop if you see an object on the tracks. Yeah, that is true. And then you have to call the Notfall manager. I'm quite hungry, says Bernie. I will go eat and I will be back then. If the stream is gone, well, too bad. I'll be on the late one. Yes, I will probably quit it as soon as the service is over and fix some dinner, pick up AJ, and then be back at 10 Central European summertime. Thank you for joining so far. Yeah, she's working, so I have to pick her up so that she doesn't need to take the bus home. As in the moderator AJ is. So that she can moderate again on the next stream. See ya, Perny. It was great to have you. So, approaching a red signal. Łazy Ła is still AI run. Łazy Ła 24 40 57. Copy that. Thank you very much. Now another limit to 20, then 70. Well, but I can't go half a kilometer on 20 if that is not necessary. Surprisingly, now we are late. Well, says Theodoros, was trying to approach from the south but stuck on red light on Łazy Ła. Well, maybe it is clearing itself up now. Why am I not using the cruise control, by the way? Too bad, says CD Raider. There isn't third person. Maybe if Perny has photo of me, I can Photoshop myself there. Yeah, maybe that works. So I can see traffic coming from the south towards Łazy Ła. Can I switch the cruise control on this train while running? Yes. It just works. There are some values that the cruise control does not like to be set to, like 70. Not if you use the keyboard shorts. Anyway, congrats on the 750 subsets, 750 subsets, Theodoros again. I'll go to bed now, later folks. Was so great to have you on the stream, Theodoros. Thank you so much. And see you soon. Oh yeah, there is a lot of traffic south of Łazy Ła. And back we are in the robot dispatched world. Food sounds like a good call, to be honest, as Raven's Lofty. Well, then off you go to the kitchen and get some grub. This is at least where I will be headed soon. It's 2 hours, it's 8 o'clock in the evening, Central European summertime. So this will take me probably like half an hour still. Well then, I think let's call it a stream at this point. This train can go on. Oops. Now my TV wants to shut off. Flop. The bot can drive it. Actually switched to a brighter light than I was using. I will go to the kitchen, fix some grub, get AJ, and be back at 10 Central European summertime. Yeah, there was actually a way to make it much lighter. You can be happy that I did not switch to this light when you were dancing around in front of me. Anyway, see you later, guys, at 10 Central European summertime, respectively at 8 UTC. You mean the cab light? I did not turn on the cab light. Or did the... Aha. Was just complaining that the AI is not using the horn. Did it turn on the cab light? Well, if it likes, but it is actually quite okay, this cab light, no? Yeah. It's really cool. Should have turned it on, maybe. Can still read everything actually makes you sit there like on a reception desk. But I am dawdling. See you later, guys. I will make some food.